I don't know who you are, I don't know what kind of content you post, but I can look you in the eyes right now and tell you that you are being unsafe online. I don't know what happened to that fish video that they made everybody watch in high school for me, where he was like reading the terms and conditions of everything, but oh my god, you guys, where did that go? Bring back a little bit of common sense. You are stressing me out. One thing about me is that in my friend group I am known as an excellent internet stalker, and that comes from a job of working in social media marketing and also being good at digging up information on the internet. My friends once asked me to find a guy that they hooked up with once, and within half an hour I had his mum's email and phone number. I promise I only use these files for good, but should you want to use them for evil, it is very easy to find people online. And I don't want to come on here and scare you or stop you from posting, because I think content creation is a beautiful thing, and frankly I like watching all your videos, but I just want you to be a little bit more cautious about what you're posting and when you're posting. I want to ask you 10 questions and I want you to genuinely assess your responses to each of them and think about what I'm saying and maybe take that going forward and help you just be a little bit more safe online, okay? I'm begging you. I don't want to come in here and preach to you, I'm not your mother and I frankly don't care, but you stress me out, okay? So, hi, I'm Maddie, I'm a social media marketer by day and a writer by night, and usually I'm here to help you write about a book, but I'm having to take a week off because you scare me. Number one, who is watching you on the internet? I know what you're gonna say, no one is watching me, I'm a tiny account, or thousands of people are watching me but it's no one I know. I want to look you in the eyes right now and say, I have like what, 70 subscribers on YouTube and someone from my work has already found me. I have less than 1,000 subscribers on Instagram, like 700 and something, except my aunt follows me and she actually messaged me about a video I posted the other day. When I started my TikTok, I blocked every single person I knew in real life because I didn't want anyone to see it and I was really scared. However, they figured out I was doing it and an acquaintance who I forgot to block looked at my videos and shared them with everybody. And all of these people have done this with good intentions. My co-worker and my aunt and my friends want to be able to watch my videos and support me and uplift me. But oh my god, it is scary that anyone can watch it. I don't care who you think you have blocked, they might still be watching your videos. You don't know what kind of alt accounts people have. You don't know the lengths people will go to watch your stuff. And I am telling you right now, if you are not happy with your company watching this video, if you are not happy with your friends, your family, your grandma, and a complete stranger, obviously, your worst enemy even, just think about what you post before you do it. Don't let the cringe stop you, because cringe is beautiful, but also just take that into consideration before you post anything questionable that you wouldn't want someone to come up to you and talk to you about in real life. Number two, when are you posting your content? Now listen, I'm literally doing a challenge where I'm posting on Instagram and TikTok every day for 30 days, so I get it. Coming up with content ideas can be really hard and it can be really easy to fall back into those really basic kind of tropes and trends of, you know, get ready with me, come with me for a day in my life. Those kind of videos are great and they do really well and I enjoy watching them, but you have to be really careful about the information that you are posting online. If you are posting, oh my god, I'm so excited to go to this event in a few days, then not only do people know that you live within means of getting to that event, but they also know when you're going to be there and where. If you're posting about going to a concert or you're going on holiday, just don't mention it until you get back. Once the event is over, people can say that you've been and you can have a good time, but be careful about posting where you're going before you go, because you never know who's going to show up and want to track you down. Similarly, do not post things like, come with me in a day in my life, where you're doing the same thing every week, because if you say, oh my god, I love this little coffee shop and I go there every morning at 9 AM, then it's really easy to track you down. Not only the location of where you live, especially if it's not like a chain cafe or anything like that, but also when you'll be there. This is what kind of thing that stresses me out. Post about it afterwards, okay? Or post one-off things. Do not post your regular daily schedule. Don't be like, I walk the dog every day at 4 PM around this specific place. Just please. Number three, what information is already available about you online? Give yourself a little Google, then give yourself a little Google with a piece of identifying information straight afterwards. The town that you live in, your job, something like that, because that is generally how I find people. You have no idea what kind of information is about you on LinkedIn, especially. I think LinkedIn's a real bad one for this. You can have like emails and stuff like that on LinkedIn contact details. You have no idea, you know, what someone could figure out about you just from looking at you. I mean, I think if you Google me, you can figure out what high school I went to because they posted about me in one of the high school things. And it's like, that doesn't matter to me now because I'm 22, but like, dear lord. And also think about what your friends post about you. Your friends, your family members. This guy that I managed to track down had his social accounts locked down, but do you know who didn't? His twin sister and his mother and his aunt. It's kind of like the weakest link. So once someone is posting information about you, if they're giving live updates on where you are, or if they're posting on their Instagram story about things that you might not want other people to know, it just just be really careful about not only what you're posting, but what your family members are posting, and how your family members could track back to you if they're not also being careful. How safe are your accounts for number 4? This should go without saying, but I am going to say it anyway, because I feel that common sense has gone out the window a little bit. Your password should not be password. Your password should not be 123456. Your password should not be password 123. Oh my god, literally begging you to have a little bit of a stronger password. They should not be your family members, they should not be your kids' names, they should not be your pets, your favourite stuffed animal from when you were 5. Come up with something unique. I'm literally begging. Anything guessable, anything that is like written down in your house, anything that everybody knows that you like, that is all really, really bad. Don't use that. Hackers can use it. People that you know can use it. And change your passwords. If someone sees you using your password, change it. Oh god, you people stress me out. A quick way that I learn of using a different password for every website is to come up with a really strong password. So for example, I don't know, I think the example I used in my Instagram post for this video was laser eyes with first of all capital letters, use numbers, use special things. The special thing does not always have to be an exclamation mark. It can be a hashtag or an @ symbol, and then put the title of the website in afterwards. So then it's a unique password for every website, but also you can remember it when you're going everywhere, okay? Don't write them down either. Number 5, how naive are you? I don't want to sound rude or have like a tin hat conspiracy theory of everybody is out to get you, okay? Because you're looking at me and you're going, Maddie, I have 100 followers online, okay? No one is watching my videos, no one cares, I'm just posting this to friends and family to see. That is great until there is someone who doesn't like you, okay? Until you have a stalker or a vindictive ex, or your mother-in-law decides that she wants to get some dirt on you, or I don't know, someone hires a private detective for your divorce proceedings. I don't know. As soon as someone is mad, all of that information is available and can be used against you, is what I'm saying, okay? So your loving boyfriend knows your phone password because you guys really trust each other and it's great, okay? Change the password, okay? Because what happens when he's your ex and you use that password for everything, and then he's mooching off your Netflix for the next 6 months, or something so much worse. Your mother has access to your bank accounts. You're a grown woman. Turn it off. Get rid of her. I know she's great and she has your best interests at heart, but oh my god. Just don't wait for something bad to happen. Take action now and then nothing bad will happen, okay? Preventative. Are you lying enough on the internet? Okay, lying's bad, blah 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 blah, morally wrong, whatever. However, it is quite useful. I think we should bring back the art of using fake names online. I use my real name because I want to have a book published under my real name, and that's a me problem, honestly. If you're just posting silly TikToks, especially if they don't have your face in or anything like that, use a fake name on the internet. What happened to using a fake name on the internet? I am all over the internet using fake names, but I'm not telling you what they are because that ruins the point. Also, just lying by omission. As I was saying before, not posting about where you're going all the time. You don't have to be really honest with strangers on the internet. Just lie a little bit, okay? It doesn't have to be anything big. I'm lying to you guys all the time. I might lie about what book I'm reading at that precise moment. It doesn't really change anything, but it means you can't find my Goodreads. Should I not want you to find my Goodreads? I would like anyone who doesn't know me in real life to tell me precisely what dates I recently went on holiday to Greece. Frankly, I think most of the people in my real life wouldn't know. I told several different people several different dates. If you asked me what city I lived in right now, I would lie to you and tell you a big city when I actually don't live in a big city, because that means I'm much harder to track. This kind of information, lie. How trusting are you? In a similar vein, people are lying to you on the internet all the time. Some with good intentions, like I'm saying to do in this video, and some with very bad intentions. I do genuinely think that the people lying with bad intentions are few and far between, but can you spot the signs of a scam? Can you spot the signs of you being groomed? How well do you really know your internet friends? Please like video call with them, or at least voice chat with them before you meet up with them online. This includes online dating, people you've met on Discord, people you play games with. I do genuinely think that the advice of just like don't meet up with strangers on the internet is of a bygone era and isn't very useful anymore or realistic, but just please be a little bit careful about it. Tell someone where you're going, share your location with a trusted adult or friend. Don't just go off and get kidnapped, okay? Also, trust your gut, because your gut is almost always right. How contactable are you? This would be a problem for bigger accounts. Again, I am talking to you as someone who has basically no followers on anything. Social media is supposed to be fun, okay? If people sliding into your DMs or sending you Discord messages all the time and you get this like urge to respond all the time, that can't be very good for you. All the time, some people are very outgoing, they enjoy it, but if this is getting to you in any way, turn off your DMs. I have a little button on my phone that I can press which is called Reset Brain, which gets me off any kind of social media, so I can only use like my reading apps or go on the internet to read fanfiction, whatever. Just anything that means I don't have to talk to someone. Do not disturb, basically, but with extra layers. If people are stressing you out, don't let them stress you out. Touch grass. Touch grass. Again, in a similar vein, how sensitive are you? If people are getting to you on the internet, then there are actually loads of ways to protect yourself nowadays. Hiding like counts or comments, putting filters on what comments certain people can say if you're sensitive about something. Like, I remember ages ago, like, a creator talking about how she was really sensitive about how her nose looked, so she just filtered the word nose so that no one could say that. If it means quitting social media, then quit or take a break. Just please, please, please look after your mental health, because this can be so challenging. It is like a job, and I think most people also have a job like me. So just like take care of yourself. I love you. We're in this together. Don't fuck up your mental health for the sake of a YouTube channel, okay? How up to date are you? This is especially true in the age of AI and AI scams. Can you notice the signs of AI in a video? Do you know that the thing you're watching is not real? Do you know the signs to see the thing that you're talking to is not real? If it doesn't stress you out, then keep abreast of stuff like this. I also understand that, you know, looking up scams might stress you out all the time, so don't do that if it will stress you out. But if it doesn't, keep abreast. Do you have two-step authentication on, or are you taking other precautions to stop people from getting into your accounts? Are you making the most of all the safety and mental health features available to you? Do you know what they are? Do you know how to access them? Do you know which way your data is being used by the companies and apps that you're signed up to? And the last one is, how kind are you to other people on the internet? We can come at this from a funny angle and say, you know, the people who are most likely to use this information against you are people who have some kind of grudge, like I was saying, ex-partners, people who just hate you anyway. And haters, I'm gonna hate, not to sound like I'm in a 2012 like music video. But keeping yourself safe is important, but you are the first frontier for keeping other people safe as well. Don't argue with people on the internet. Please, please, please use the block button liberally. If you see anything you don't like, even if it's a silly opinion, a piece of fan art, a ship, I literally don't care. If you don't like it, or it upsets you, or you feel that urge in your soul to argue with someone, just block them. In the era of rage bait and people trying to do things to piss you off just so that they can get extra comments and likes, it just not worth it, okay? It's not worth your time, it's not worth your energy. Always start out by being nice to other people, and hopefully people will be nice to you, because in general this is like a really lovely community and I think you guys are great. Back to the start of this video, I don't want to scare anybody into thinking that the internet is like a really unsafe place and you're gonna get kidnapped or molested or groomed or whatever. Really, I want you to ask yourself, are you being safe about what you're posting, and are you being sensible, okay? Safe, sane and consensual. Is everything you're doing kind to yourself and also to other people? You know, are you asking your friends before you post a picture of them, or you're making sure that everyone you know is safe when you're posting about yourself and the things that you do online? Just really think about it and take care of yourselves. I hope your writing is going well if you are one of the people here for my usual writing content. If you found this video helpful anyway, or you would like writing advice, then please like this video and subscribe, and I want you to comment down below and tell me one thing you're going to do after this video to make yourself a little bit more safe. And if I catch a car reg or a school uniform in any of your videos, I swear to fucking God